chapter 10, subject social science, and chapter number 11, India water resources. Uh, Now before begin our today's topic, we just take a glance what we have done in the last videos. In last video we talk about management and let's say conservation of water resources. In that the maintenance of water resources is known as water conservation. It means simply that we can say that if we purely taken care of water resources is known as water conservation. So what we can do, we can conserve the water. Suppose for example we can say we talk about rainwater harvesting also, because we know that in India the rainfall is uncertain and irregular also. So whatever the amount of rainfall we get, if we using that rainwater, so that rainwater if we using for the different purpose, it is called rainwater harvesting. So what are the main objectives that we have discussed yesterday, that what are the main objectives of the rainwater harvesting? So first of all, the first objective of the rainwater harvesting is that to store the rainwater and to increase the groundwater level. It means underground water level. Second thing is that to reduce the flow of the water, water should not be locked on the roadside areas. To use that water for the different purpose, to can say preserve a soil erosion, etc. So so many uses or objectives of the rainwater harvesting that we have discussed yesterday's, or you can say last video. Now our today's topic for the India water resources is that which point should be considered for the water management. So I will write first topic here. Now water management. Before we begin this topic, we can say that we discuss about the importance of water in our life. First of all, there are some good lines about the water in Gujarati language. For example, so many times you have written also in your essay. So જળ એ જ જીવન છે, ભણવા માટે પળ ન બગાડો અને જિંદગી માટે જળ ન બગાડો. That are the two good words about the water. Now water management. Now students, water management, it means in which way we can conserve the water, how we can save the water. So there are certain points we will discuss over here. First of all, use water economically. But in which area, that we need to discuss. For example, water should be used economically in garden, vehicles, to wash the vehicles, and for the toilets and basins. Sometimes what happen, we shown also that many people are you can say watering their plants during the evening time, and continuously for 1 hour 2 hours they are giving the water to the plant. So actually it is the unnecessary thing, because the water requires the plants require not that much amount of water. We give the water to the plants but in a sufficient quantity only, otherwise it will be spoiled with that we know that. And in summer season what happen, generally the peoples are throwing the water or spreading the water around their houses for getting the coolness. So this is the actually we can say that waste of water. Other thing is that washing the vehicles. Generally what happen, whenever the people wash their vehicles, so they are using lots amount of water, but instead of that we can use the water which is already used in our domestic purpose. That water we can use for the washing our vehicles. After that, toilets and basins. In water basins also water is waste too much. So it is, first point is that use water economically. Now second one is that public awareness. It means public should be aware. But how the public should be aware? For example, in our country there are lots of areas is that where we are facing the water crisis. So if governments are providing or government using the social media, giving the advertisement So at least public should be participating in that. Some seminars will be going on that. For example, if we arrange some activities regarding that, so at least we can save the water. It means public should be aware. We need to give more importance about these things, and public should aware, then public should automatically save the water. But if the public is not aware, then it is the very, you can say, difficult thing, or you can say impossible thing to save the water. For example, in your house, if any little children is there, he is not knowing about the importance of anything, he don't know about the value of anything. So if you give to him anything, he just you can say simply playing with it. For example, if you give him you can say one page, it means simple page, then also he will be playing with it. Maybe it will be tear also. And if you give 2000 rupees notes, then also you will be playing with him. So what happened? He not knowing about the importance of the piece of paper and 2000 rupees notes. That is why. In the same way, if public is not aware, public is not knowing about that water is life, then they are not actually going to be save the water. So it is the second point for the water management. Now third one is about that recycle the used water. Now it means that we must have to be recycle the used water. I already give the examples of that. Generally what happens, whenever we are using the water, after the use of water, it should be thrown easily. It means spreading outside our house. It should not be happen. That water must be used for the second time, for the second purpose. Understood? For example, in our domestic purpose, if we have used the water, that water must be used for the washing the vehicles or for gardening, etc. So automatically we can save the water. And recycle in the sense, for example, if we store the rainwater, that rainwater also we can use. So this is the third point about the water management. Now fourth number is that increase the all units of water harvesting. It means, and right here, increase the all units of water harvesting for example well, tube well and khet talab B. Increase the all units of water harvesting. It means if we make a deep well, then we can conserve the more water automatically. Same way tube well, khet talab is. So if we are using that, if we make them deep, so we can conserve more water. We use the more water also. Now apart from this, here tube well and khet talab. What is the use of khet talab? Actually, it is also called farm pond. Farm pond. It means in a 1 square of area, or you can say in your farm, make the surface level upside. It means make a 4 small balls of clay, understood, small balls you can say, from the surface area. Then water should be used, and that water should be slowly and steadily that would be absorbed into the ground side. It means for the ground area. So we can say that the water level of ground area is increased. Now keep a watch eye on the units, those who are using the groundwater. It means industries, we can say that, or any other purpose. If we are using the groundwater, we must keep a watch eye on that particular units using the groundwater. I write here the, for example, groundwater, because we know that in industry the water is used in a too much huge portion, we can say that, and they are easily extract the water from the tube well. No one knows about that. So the government must have to be make certain, you can say, rules or norms, so at least we can conserve the groundwater level. For example, if government make a rule that anyone wants to do the tube well, they must have to be get the certificate from the government. It means local self government. Either if they are living in villages, they or you can say towns or small cities, they must have to get the certificates of tube well from the municipalities. In the villages, they are getting the certificates from the gram panchayat, like that. So at least we know about that in our village or in our cities that these many numbers of tube wells we have. So another, illegally nobody can extract the water from the ground. So it is the most important thing that keep a watch eye on the unit those who are using the groundwater. Apart from this, we can say that water pollution. Whatever amount of water we have, it should be remain in same condition. If it is deteriorated, then we are not able to use it. For example, I will give example of two rivers. One river, for example, Mahisagar river, which is very nearby our residential areas, we can say. Okay, so whatever the amount of water is in Mahisagar river, if it is in safe condition or it is in pure conditions, so we can use that water for the irrigation purpose also and for our drinking purpose also. But now you just imagine that, or it is reality that beside of the Mahisagar river, many villages are there, those will be having the industrial sector. So that industry easily influence that chemical water, or you can say the water which is full of chemicals, they are easily emitted into the water bodies, or you can say in Mahisagar river. So what will happen? Now you just think that if that chemical water easily going for the irrigation purpose, then it means that in our farm, if the chemical water is there, then the things or products should be grown with that chemical waters. It means it directly impact on our body. So water quality should be maintained, it should not be deteriorated. Apart from this, we can say that water must be conserved each and everywhere, or you can say each and every corner of our house as well as areas. Understood? Because we know that water is a life. We cannot survive without water. All the living organisms are directly or indirectly connected with the water. Okay, for example, if a tree is there and if the tree is not getting a huge amount of rainfall as well as you can say sunlight, and we know that the growth of that tree is stopped. In the same way, we also require the huge amount of water in our daily life. And we right now the time is there that we can save our life, because still we have a huge amount of water resources, but if we are not polluting it, then we can easily conserve that water for the future generation. Otherwise what will happen? Right now we are getting the petrol, or you can say petrochemicals like petrol, diesel and all that in rupees we are getting, and day by day that prices of the petrol is increasing. In the same way, in future it will happen that we must have to buy the water, and the water prices will be too high. In future it will be happen, and without water we all are, you can say, not able to live on this earth. So these are the main points of the water management. Now students, our entire chapter is over. Now we just take a glance on the entire chapter, what we have done from starting to ending. So it's called revision part. First of all, first point is that sources of water. Sources of water. If you remember that in sources of water we have talked about three sources of water. First one is rainwater. Second one is that surface water, and third one is groundwater. First one is that rain is the original source of water on the entire earth. Then surface water, river, lakes, pond, stream, well, etc. millions of sources of water are due to rainwater only. But in surface water, river is the main source of water. Here rain is original source of water, and in surface water, river is the main source of water. Then groundwater. We discussed the definition of groundwater also, that whenever the water should be stored, it should be absorbed and slowly and steadily it should be going downside and stored in the beside of the, you can say, downside of the earth's surface. It's called groundwater, and groundwater is in much portion in the northern parts, or you can say in North India we can find that the amount of groundwater is high, it means nearly 42%, whereas in South India the amount of groundwater is too less, and the reason is that in South India the land is non-porous as well as plateaus and mountainous regions. That is why the groundwater is not in too much quantity in the South India, and that is why in South India the irrigation, or you can say agriculture, is done with the help of pond facilities, we can say. Now after that we have discussed about that irrigation purpose, or you can say we know that 84% water is used for the irrigation purpose. Here we discuss about that if you want to grow 1 kg wheat, it requires 1500 liter of water, that we have discussed. Apart from this, we discussed about that in ancient time how the irrigation facilities is developed. So in that we know that in 2nd century Grand Ellicott Canal was constructed across the river Kaveri in 2nd century. You just think about that. At that time the technology is also not available, but our ancestor has done a good facilities of the irrigation. Now next one is that Eastern Yamuna Canal. In 1882 Eastern Yamuna Canal was constructed, and then after we talk about that mediums of irrigation. There are 3 mediums of irrigation: well, tube well, second one is canal, and third one is ponds. In that wells and tube wells, right now it is used for the irrigation purpose in too much high quantity, because we know that all the farms are irrigated by the wells and tube wells. Secondly come to the canals and ponds. Now that we have discussed, after that multi-purpose project. So first of all, the definition of multi-purpose project. What is the multi-purpose project? So it is a one kind of project that solve the problems of the, you can say, river valley, and it solve the problems of river valley and provide the multiple facilities. It's called multi-purpose project. For example, in multi-purpose project, we get the idea that if in India there are small and big rivers, these all rivers water finally merge to the sea or oceans. So if we do one thing, that the flow of the water should be stopped, it means if we construct the dam, or you can say multi-purpose project, and that water we should use for the different purpose. It is called multi-purpose project. Through the multi-purpose project we can do so many activities. For example, we are able to make the hydroelectricity. Second thing, for entertainment. Third one is that for the irrigation. Fourth one is that for the drinking purpose. Then domestic purpose. So many things are there. Or you can say the area where there is a, you can say, a water crisis is there, we can provide them water facilities also. For example, we are talking about that Narmada Canal. Through the Sardar Sarovar project, or through the Narmada Canal, in the Saurashtra or in Rajasthan, they are providing the water. So it is the best thing. Apart from this multi-purpose project, we talk about one table about multi-purpose project. Name of the multi-purpose project, on which river it is constructed, and which are the beneficiary states. I will not revise the entire table. I will just give 2 or 3 names of it. For example, Bhakra Nangal multi-purpose project. It is on Satluj River. It was constructed on across the Satluj River, and beneficiary states are Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan. Then after, Kosi multi-purpose project on Kosi River, beneficiary state Odisha. Then we can say Hirakund multi-purpose project on Mahanadi, beneficiary states Odisha. Then we can say Sardar Sarovar project on Narmada River, 4 states: Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. So that thing we have discussed about the multi-purpose project. Then after, our topic is that distribution of area under irrigation. Now here we talk about that each and every area should not be getting equal irrigation facilities. In India, there are 38% need shown area is there which provide the, you can say, irrigation facility. In that, Mizoram get minimum facilities of, you can say, irrigation facility. For example, Mizoram got 7.3 and Punjab got 19.8 irrigation facilities. It means they are totally dependable on rainfall, whereas they are totally dependable on, you can say, irrigation facilities. After that, we talk about that water crisis. That I am right here, water crisis. As we all know that water crisis is not our problem, it's a global problem right now. Because, but in India or in Gujarat, we can say some of the villages and towns are there where the conditions are too pathetic. If you want to know about the water crisis, you just see the video. You just write on the YouTube that water crisis, you can say Maharashtra. Then you get number of videos. In that you just select the Satyamev Jayate. In that Amir Khan shows about the tanker facilities available in the Maharashtra for more than 500 villages. When the tanker came into the village, people are quarreling with each other, fighting with each other. Even they are sometimes kills to each other to get the huge amount of water. So that kind of water crisis will be done in our country. So water crisis in 8% of cities and 50% of villages didn't get the pure potable water. Here villages and cities, they didn't get the pure potable water which is necessary to survive. You just think that if we are drinking the dirty water, as we all know that, then waterborne disease will be spreading. And nowadays in our country, many people are drinking the dirty water. We need to check that the water which we are using in our domestic purpose, it means cooking, or in our drinking purpose, it must be a pure potable. It is you can say drinkable or not, that it is our must priority to first these things. Then after we talk about that rainwater harvesting, which we have discussed right now also. Rainwater harvesting, it means that rainwater should be harvested and that should be used for the different purpose. After that, today's topic, water management, that we have already discussed. Use water economically in which activities that we have discussed here: gardening, then washing vehicles, toilets, basins, etc. After that, public awareness. Public must be aware with the use of social media or advertisements, you can say, so at least they are knowing about the importance of water. Then recycle the used water. It means I have given the examples also here about our house only, that use the water which is already used, so it called recycle. It means we can use in the form of industries also. I given the example of industries also over here. Next one is that increase the all units of water harvesting, well, tube well, khet, talab. It means here we must have to be increase in the sense the number of these things are increasing. Well, tube well and khet, talab. So we can conserve more amount of water and it should be used for our different purpose. Keep a watch eye on units those who are using the groundwater. I given the example of industries here because in industries a huge amount of water will be used, so we must have to given them a strict punishment if we found that if anybody is getting the groundwater extracted illegally. Then last one is water pollution, that we have discussed about that the polluted water should not be deteriorated. If it is deteriorated, then it will be spreading the disease and it direct impact on the people. So students, here we have completed the entire chapter. Please go through the videos and complete your worksheet and send your homework regularly, which is given the time limit also. Then you send your homework in given time limit only. Thank you.